Welcome! The City of Long Beach is updating its plans for downtown Long Beach, and we need your input. This presentation provides an overview of these major efforts, why they matter, and how you can get involved. We are working on updating two plans. Both are land use documents that regulate development and businesses in different parts of downtown Long Beach. The first one is called the Downtown Plan, currently known as PD30, and it is comprised of the downtown area north of Ocean Boulevard as shown here on the map. This effort is centered on updating the existing plan, which was last done in 2012, with a focus on preventing displacement and building new housing, especially affordable housing. We are looking at how we can support additional housing in the area given the changing conditions while ensuring consistency with recent local and state policy changes. The second is for the Downtown Shoreline Vision Plan, also known as PD6, which covers the area south of Ocean Boulevard highlighted on the map. The current regulations for this area have not been comprehensively updated since the 1970s. The area is within the California Coastal Zone, so the process to update this plan includes additional steps because it needs to also be approved by the California Coastal Commission. Since this is a once-in-a-generation update, the timeline for this plan will be longer and include additional steps. These planning updates are separate and distinct, but we have merged the outreach processes in these early stages, so there is one place for people to engage on both planning efforts as we launch them. Today's open house is the official kickoff for both, but after this, they will generally have separate timelines and events. Now, we'll explain a little bit more about the specifics of each plan, starting with the Downtown Plan update. Since the plan was last updated in 2012, a lot has happened. The housing market, not just in downtown, but throughout the city, has changed. There's been changes in the economy, changes in how people travel, and changes in the way people live, work, and play in and around downtown. The last Downtown Plan update resulted in over 5,000 new housing units being approved and a changing skyline. The new Civic Center, City Hall, and main library were built, and many pedestrian and infrastructure improvements have been deployed. However, not all of the plan's impacts are equally understood. Displacement risk and higher housing costs have also increased in the last decade, and we are continuing to learn how housing affordability around the downtown area has been affected by all the new construction. The city is mindful of those issues and seeks to address the challenges that have emerged as part of this new update, establishing a better and more equitable path forward. Moving forward, the Downtown Plan update will implement the process of making improvements to the 2012 plan, including modernizing standards that regulate the urban environment, promoting housing affordability, aligning with other planning efforts such as the Long Beach Climate Action Plan, and ultimately transitioning the Downtown Plan to be a specific plan. So what is a specific plan? This type of plan is a tool to implement the general plan, which is itself a regulatory long-range planning document for the whole city. Because downtown is such a unique area, it requires its own unique regulations. This community-based document, tailored to the unique character of downtown and its various areas, will influence future land uses, mobility options, and infrastructure improvements as a result of potential future development. A specific plan will not be specific to where new buildings must go, force property owners to redevelop their land, or require specific buildings to be demolished. The Downtown Plan update is focused on housing, technical updates, and addressing the unintended consequences and outcomes of the 2012 plan. The planning process for the shoreline area, which includes areas south of Ocean Boulevard, is more visionary, but also includes additional steps in the planning process due to it being in the coastal zone. The Downtown Shoreline Plan, also known as PD6, has not been comprehensively updated for nearly 50 years and needs a lot more work to modernize. A lot has changed since the 1970s, so the first phase is focused on understanding how the area can best serve the community for the next 20 to 50 years through a vision plan. This is what we're working on now. Phase 2 will focus on developing the policies and zoning standards that ensure future changes in the area and reflect the vision. The final phase of the project will consist of certifying the plan, which will need to go to the California Coastal Commission because the Downtown Shoreline project area falls within the state's coastal zone. The city is initiating this work to provide opportunities to change key portions of the shoreline area, such as repositioning vacant office spaces, developing large parking areas, and improving older shopping centers. The city is creating a vision plan to ensure these changes, as well as other changes that will help to achieve a cohesive, community-centered image of the future for these high-opportunity areas. The vision plan effort gives us a rare opportunity to really think big about what the downtown shoreline should be in the future. Cities around the world have designed and programmed their shoreline areas to reflect their local values and meet their community's needs in different ways. Throughout the visioning process, we will examine what is possible in our downtown shoreline area and define how this area should evolve to best reflect the values and meet the needs of the Long Beach community. Currently, the downtown shoreline means different things to different groups. It is a residential neighborhood, an office workplace, a tourist destination, an active waterfront for mariners, a venue for seasonal and regional events, and so much more. All of these different users have different priorities, and collectively, there are a lot of ideas about how this area should be used in the future. The visioning process is intended to navigate the many ideas and interests through a process that is broken down into 4 major steps, through which the city will listen to community and stakeholders, establish a vision statement, translate the vision statement into future scenarios, and then test those scenarios to identify a preferred option that will be presented to the community and city council as a draft vision plan. Throughout the process, the visioning effort will look for opportunities to enhance what's already working in the shoreline area, improve and address existing challenges, create a dynamic place that serves local residents, regional users, and attracts global visitors, while also prioritizing community values and needs. These ideas are just a starting point, and public input will ultimately steer the direction of the vision. Both projects are designed around a robust public outreach campaign to ensure the outcomes of the plans address community concerns, needs, and desires. We are focused on connecting with people that have been historically left out of planning efforts, including youth and seniors, renters, which are also the majority of Long Beach residents, and communities of color. Outreach strategies include stakeholder meetings and roundtables, where the city speaks with experts and community leaders, collects feedback on strategies, and seeks input on how we can more broadly engage the community. Pop-up events to meet people where they are already at, so we can reach those who cannot dedicate time for project-specific workshops. We do pop-ups at the farmers market and big community events, where we facilitate shorter interactions to meet more people. Workshops and open houses like today's event, and walking and bike tours. And finally, interactive installations that engage people as they experience the physical environment of the planning area. There are also opportunities for deeper engagement throughout the Shoreline Vision Plan Advisory Committee and student workshops for the Downtown Plan Update. Activities like surveys and mapping exercises will help the city collect meaningful community input at various events, both in person and online. Finally, the city will keep the community updated through each of the project websites and social media messaging. The project timeline shows a roadmap to completion and major events where community members can become involved. After the joint community open house, each plan will use input gathered today to identify and inform the critical issues that need to be addressed in the plans. Thank you for watching the presentation. Please sign up to be on our interested parties list to receive project updates, and make sure to check out the project website to learn more.